This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, you can hear me now, right? I'm just starting now. So let's begin. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Vinayaka. Um, so this is a session regarding Git version control system. So, I'm a software engineer. I'm working from 7 years. So I thought I can give a session on Git to everyone. This is completely free session, and at the end of the session, I will be sharing a PPT so you can go through it. So let's get started with the first slide. So in this session, I will be covering the following topics. I will give you the uh, overview about Git. I will show the difference between central version control system and distributed version control system. And I will mostly in this session, I will be explaining using Git Bash. So I will be showing various Git commands, so where you can perform various operations. So and I will show like few tools, GUI tools which are available, and I'll explain like what are all the terminologies used in Git and some basic commands. And finally, I will show how to merge between the branches. I will create a scenario where you will see a merge conflict, and I will show how you will uh, resolve the merge conflict. Any doubts? Hope everyone is listening me.
Yeah, Vinayaka, let's start. If we have questions, we will definitely go ask.
Okay, okay. Now let's go. Now coming to the Git. Git is a distributed version control system, and it was initially developed by Linus Torvald, the one who wrote the Linux kernel, and it is completely free and open source. Okay, now let's go to the second slide. So the difference between the distributed and central version control system. You might have used the different version control system like ClearCase, CVS, and SVN. Those are all central version control system where all data will be stored in a central server. Now coming to the distributed version control system. So all the mm, copy or the clients have the exact copy of whatever is there in the server or any other uh, PC. That is the main difference. So main advantages if you come to using Git and is it is free and open source. It is simple and fast. It does not have to be like clear case. It takes a lot of time. You have to connect to the server. It tries to you have to check out and do many operation. In coming to the Git, you don't have to uh, connect to the internet when you are trying to commit or something. Only when you are pushing or pulling, have to be connected to the server. And there is implicit backup. Implicit backup in the sense at any time you can go to different commits. So and also if one server or a node is destroyed, and the same copy is available in the local also when they have pushed or pulled. Until that, the same copy is retained in any of the PC. Okay, so now let's go to the Git terminologies. You might have used the different terminologies in SVN or CVS where you talk about checkout and you talk about check-in and trunks and branches. Uh, Here the terminologies in Git are little different, and some terminologies are little same like branches, but there is a difference when you compare with the different version control system. Let's go to the Git terminologies now. The first thing when you says they talk about a commit. So the commit here is identified by a ID. Each commit will have an ID, and this commit what it holds is the change, any change you made, like one line change or two line change, or maybe it's complete file or multiple file. And the current state of the repository will be known by this commit. So and there will be a pointer called head pointer, and this head pointer will be pointing to a particular commit. So that means uh, current state of the repository will be known by this head commit. So head is pointing to the particular commit. So you will come to know which commit it's pointing. Coming to the branches, branches is used like a multiple commits, like you see in the another version control system is called as trunk. Same, it's here called as a branches. So you will have multiple commits in a branch, and by default you will have master branch created in a Git. When you create a first repository or an initial repository, there afterwards you can create your own branches, and then you can add commits to that, and then you can merge. So now coming to the tags. So the tag here is nothing but a name given to a commit. So this is you hear exactly like it's a commit. It's a name given to a commit. That means you are giving a name to a commit. Commit usually has a commit ID, which will be difficult to remember. But case of tag, it's easy to remember. It can be shared between the clients or customer or the tester so that they can use this tag. Usually we use this tags for release purpose so that we can identify it as a one version which has been released. So now coming to the clone. Cloning is nothing but you are mm, copying the repository from the server or from any other PC. You are taking exact copy to your local PC from the server. So what we initially do is when we have a repo in a server and you start working on a project, first thing what you have to do is clone. You take the command command for that repository, get the permission for that repository, and clone that repository. After you clone, you will check out to a branch. Either you will check out to a development branch or integration branch or testing branch or whatever branch it is. Then you will commit to that branch and then you will push. So now you have two operations like push and pull. So push and pull is like same like checkout and check-in. What you do is here push and pull happens between your local PC and the server. So pushing is you are pushing your changes to the server or um, whichever you have configured as a master server. So you are pushing the changes, your local changes to the server, and pull is you are taking the changes from the remote repository to the local one. Any doubts here? So same thing as I told, head is a pointer which is pointing to the latest commit. So in the local repository, you will have a commit which will be pointing to the particular commit. If no doubts, I'll go to the practical session with, okay, now let's talk about this one first. So where you will can download this Git bash. Git bash you can download from this site. Okay, so this is the link I can share. I'm sharing you. Hope it's visible. So this you can download for Linux, Windows, or macOS. Usually, people tell the people start using this Git GUI, which is available only for some OS. Maybe you see this GUI, right? Uh, so there are these GUIs which are available only for Mac and Windows. And they ask, oh, is there any tool which is available for all? There are some tool like Git extension which is available for all platform like Git extension and Smart Git. There are multiple tools. Many people have developed this. There are not only one. Source 3 is the one which I have seen it quite popular, and there are a couple of the Tota's Gate and so many others. But when coming to this things, I would prefer Git Bash because it can be used irrespective of any platform, and it does not depend on any license or something. So you see some of the GUI it needs a license or something. So coming to the Git Bash, it's completely free and you can directly use that in your server PC if you are trying to log in via PuTTY. So there was a situation for me as well when I am trying to log into my website where I had just PuTTY. So with this PuTTY alone, I was able to do commit, push, and all the operation without having to use this GUI tools. So that's why in this session, I'll be teaching about commands. If you want to have a look, you can have a look about GUI tools here. So in here in my PC, I have already downloaded the uh, Git Bash. So once you download, right, it is easy to open in any platform. If it is Linux, you have to go to the terminal and start mm, typing Git version. So you can check the version what you have. If that command works, then you have Git installed. So here this is the version which is available here. Hope the font size is visible. So now what I will do here is I will create an empty repository with just one folder created. So let's create an empty folder. So I created an empty folder. So I will close this. I'll go inside this and open Git Bash here. I do ls next command to see if there is any file. Nothing is there. So first thing I will do is git init. So git init, what it does is make this folder to be tracked by Git. This will become a repo. So now this folder has become a Git repository, my Git project. So how do I know it's become a repo? I do ls minus la to see all hidden files. So I see .git folder. So this means it is become a repo. If you see any folder and you want to know whether it's Git repo or not, you run this command git ls minus la, and you will come to know whether this is a repo. Okay, and you see .git, and then it means it's a Git repo. So and you see this. Uh, I'll do git status here. So as you see here, you see master. So as I told earlier, so master is by default branch created by the Git. So now master is the default branch. So and you see there are on my no commit set, nothing to commit. You can it's telling here nothing to commit, create copy files and use git add. So if there are no doubts here, if is there any doubt till now, I can move forward if there are no doubt. Okay, someone has copied the link in chat. So no, don't worry. I will share this PPT in the Meet group only, so you can download from there. So if you want right now, this link is here. Okay. and download directly from this link. Okay, any other doubts? No, okay, I'm assuming no doubts. So now I will first add an empty file and I will add it to the repository. So it's touch. I'm using this Linux command to create an empty file. So touch file 1.c. So here what I did was I created an empty file, C source file. So now we need to tell Git this file also needs to be tracked. So this is coming to the topic. I am in this topic right now. So I've created an empty file. So now you want to commit this in the master branch. So you see here it's in master branch and the current branch is master and I want to put this in the commit to this branch. What I have to do is first time when you have a file to be added. So what you do is git add. Why I am giving dot here is dot represent in Linux as a current directory. So this git bash tool, right? It runs all the Linux commands. So git add and dot I am giving current directory. Add all the current directories folder into the git stash area. So staged area, sorry, I mean to say. So now, so in Linux, sorry, in Git, we have like staged area, which is intermediate between the committed area. So workflow in Git is like this. You make some changes, you add it into the staged area and review the changes in the staged area and then go to the committed. So this is like a place to just review. So once it moves to the staged area, that means you are planning to commit this change. Okay, there is no single commit, that's why. So I'm trying to add this first commit. So so you see there is no now I ran git status again and it told nothing to commit. What git does is automatically when you run git status, it will check the current directory and check if there was any change made from the previous state. If you see earlier above, right, when I run git status, it shows me like this file was untracked. So that means it will track the directory. If there was any change made from the earlier state, it will notify. That's why when we run the git status, we'll come to know what is the status of this repo. So now there is no change made after the commit. No one has changed. I have just made a commit which was recently committed. There is that means there is no extra changes of which is not committed. So now I will just review my commit. So this is a tool I am using git GitK. So I just ran a command git GitK. So which is going to tell me uh, this webinar is not uploaded anywhere. This is live session. I can upload it to YouTube later on. So now coming back to this point which I was explaining. Um, so this git GitK tool uh, is used to show graphical view of the commits. This will be pre-installed when you install Git Bash. It's available in all platform, either in Linux or Mac or Windows, any platform. Once you have Git install, you can run GitK. You don't have to install any other plugins like Git extension or something. So I'm running GitK again. So here it shows all the commits. So here it's showing it's in master branch and there is one commit and this file was added here and the author name is this one. Author is this one and branch is this one. What was changed? Here nothing. In this file nothing. And the message is shown here. Okay. Any doubts?
Hello, Vinayak.
Mm,
So can you a little bit explain about the stages, like what you told stages, right? That can you
yes.
explain once again?
Yes. So actually, the staging is nothing but a temporary place where it is like intermediate. It's not committed or it's not even pushed. So I will make one more file here. Touch file 2.c. So I made a new file. Now I am running git k. So you see this. This is committed. I think it's still refreshing. Let's. Okay. And I will do git status again. So here you see untracked. Okay. So the untracked means it's not even added to the git. So to explain more, what I will do is I will create one more file. So now Git is telling there are two files being newly added. It is telling whether you want to add this to Git repo, two files. So what I will do is this time I will see that I will do Git status. Maybe I came back to work tomorrow. So I did something work and came back to work tomorrow. And then I see that file 3 is not needed. I just want to check in file 2. So what I will do is git add and just do git file 2. And what I will do git status. So here this is like a temporary place where you are selecting files to be committed. Now I will do git commit. So now again what I will do, I will do git status. So now I ran git status. You see that still git is telling me that file 3 is there. It is not been committed. That means the stage area help us to select files whichever I want to commit. Okay. In case of other CVS, you call it as check-in. So it's nothing but you can select files to check in.
So yeah, here actually there are three stages. One is local, where our local file is there. Let's say initial file 3.c. Next it will be stage, and then third is the local Git repository where it has committed.
Yes.
So how can we visually see where these three things is there exactly?
See, you can check in git
Those.
k only. Git k.
Okay.
See, you see git k. You see this file is there, and I will see second commit. This so two commits I have done.
Okay. So my doubt is like, so we have committed, right? So it's in local repository. So can we able to visualize it?
Visualize in the sense this how you see.
Okay. So file 2.c is committed, right? So it's like, so we need to assume like it was as of now it's in a local repository like that only.
So if you took git status, then only you'll come to know whether it's committed or not. If you want to cross verify, you can do git k and check whether it was committed.
Okay.
And you can check the directory as well to see. So if I do ls, see I have three files. So that means only this two is committed. This not committed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any more though to get that? Git k, not much operations you can do. In that there are some operations only you can perform in Git k. You can search for a commit, like you can put a commit number here and do search and see what was the changes. And you can do like it is very minimal graphical view. You cannot do any like push pull or something. You can just see how the mm, how the Git is stored. Everything I'm doing in Git Bash only. So there are some other tools like Git GUI tools which can you can do it everything in GUI only. This is minimal tool without any extra software installation. So now coming to the push, I will talk about the push later. So first focus on this one and then I will cover to the other topics. So now let's go to the I talked about Git, I talked about how to commit. So as I showed the message there, so Git commit minus M and the message. So here message is the one which you will be adding. This should be meaningful so that whoever is reviewing your code either in Bitbucket or in your GitHub or something, so they are going to see this message. So this message is very important. So this will be added in many places. So the some tools like Bitbucket has a auto mail triggering feature which is going to tell the reviewer this change is made by this user, please review it. So whatever message you give here, it's automatically uploaded in many places when I see when I worked on Git. So this is a very important thing. And the minus M is you are telling that there's a message being added. So and I showed Git one more command is there, Git minus am, which is going to add all the it's going to perform two operations. It's going to do add also, and it is going to do commit also. That means I am moving the changes to the staged area and also committing that. So if I am using minus am, it is combination of git add and git commit. So I will run this command. So, sorry that first time uh, directly Git AM won't work unless it is being added to the uh, Git repository tracking. Thereafterwards, this Git AM will work. Okay. So now let's go back on configurations. Okay. So to show the clone, what I will do is I will create an empty repository in the server. I have a Bitbucket account. Bitbucket is a free server provided, and you can host your private repository. It's similar to GitHub. GitHub provides a public repository. In case of Bitbucket, it offers a private repository by free with minimum features. So let's go to my Bitbucket account. I'll pass the sharing on my. Okay. Hope you guys can see my repo now. So this is I've already logged into the Bitbucket. So this is simple step to log into this. You just have to go to this website and do sign up, and then you can come to this screen and create a repo. So I have some couple of repos here. I don't want to touch on this. So these are my private repo. I'm going to create a own repo here. This is completely test repo. So what here it has happened is Bitbucket has the ran git init command internally in its server, and then it is giving the path of the repository. So how this internally works is they will have a server and they will have a ran git init command, and they are sharing the path of that folder. So now I will copy this git clone. So this is the command which is going you are going to run when you work on a new project or something where the repo is already exist. The first thing what I showed here was I am trying to do local everything. So now in this second scenario, what I am trying to do is repo is already there in server. I am trying to clone it. So it has already cloned now. So if you see I'm changing to that directory. So as you see here, it has done the same thing like git init in the server. When I ran a git clone, it's copying that repo to the server, sorry, local. So that means git clone, what it internally does is it just copies the repository from the server to your local PC. And some people they want to just copy, they ask whether is it possible to directly copy the folder from any other PC to my PC. That is not recommended. It's recommended always to do git clone instead of trying to copy from one PC to another. Okay, so now what I will do is I will show some configuration commands. So like usually when you start working on a project, you will have to add your email address and name so that when you add for review, it can be verified. So to do that, there are some configuration needs to be done. So you have to run this command to configure your user name or password, email or something. So git config minus list. So what it shows is it shows all the configurations. There are multiple configurations here. What we are more keen interested on is like username and email address. So I have added one of the username and email here. So you can modify this using the commands shown here. It's like git config minus global username, and you will give the email. So this email will be uh, used whenever you make a commit. So the Git is going to take this commit and it will mark as he is the author of this commit. When you put for review, it will show author name. Author is this one. He is the author because of this. It takes from here and it's start tracking. So what I will do here is I will make some mm, changes locally and I will push to the server. And let's see this PPT first to explain how current slide. Where is that? Okay. So Git, how it works is first you will have a repository in the server and you will clone it to your PC. After you clone it to your PC, you will start working on it. You will do git add, modify or something, and modify the files. And then you will review the changes. You do git stage. You will do git add and move to the staged area, and you will review those changes. And then you will commit those changes. Once those changes are committed, then you will push. So this is how the life cycle is. So in between, either you can pull the changes if someone has modified in the repo and you want to take the changes. What you will do is you will pull the changes. So now let's go to the practical back. So here I have this repo. So I'm going to add some files as I showed there, and I will do push. So sorry, sorry, touch. So same thing git add dot. So not only add dot, I can give file name also. Dot means current repo. If I want to select one file only, I will give file name directly, and then I will give -m. File is added. Now I want to push this changes. So if you see this command clearly, so I am doing git push origin. So always I recommend people to use this branch name. So most of the time what happens is we will have like a development branch and the integration branch or user branch or something. So what happens is instead of checking or pushing the changes to development or user branch, people will directly push to the integration branch where it will cause an issue to where many people might affect the code. So I always recommend to use git push origin. So origin is nothing but the server name. By default, origin is the server name being created in Git, and master is the name of the branch. So the by default we are in master branch. So I'm telling the Git to push the master branch to the server. So it is if you see some commands like this, so it means it has successfully pushed. So I'm going to the Bitbucket now and to see if the changes are pushed. So if I see the comments here, it means it has the author is this one and message is the one which I told that commit message will be used in many places. So this is just a hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So so you see the message and commit ID here and the author. So this you can see it in the server. So this is pushed. So one more thing we can do is I will modify the some file here itself, and then I can do a pull operation. Assume that somebody has modified this file. What ideally happens is multiple people work on the same project and it's been modified and people push to the server, and you might have to pull those changes, means take those changes and work on top of it. So here what I'm showing is like someone has modified in their local PC. Ideally people won't modify directly in the server like what I am doing. I'm just simulating this. So, and what he is doing is sorry, he is committing the changes. So it's not allowing because I used the touch command to create file. Let's create one more file. Okay, so someone assume that someone has committed the changes and he's pushed to the server, and you want to take the changes. So you just have to run git pull. So here also you give the branch name. So which branch you want to take. So you see here file2.c, it is being taken from the server. If I open this file, you will see this change. So this is nothing but I am sure you pull and push operations in the Git. Any doubts?
Yeah, Vinayak, I have a question.
Yeah.
Uh, in our projects, we generally end up having multiple files which we manipulate as part of one commit in different folders. How do you track those? And when we
So
compute all those files together?
yeah. So when you do this commit, right? We don't. Here I show I added one file only. So if you have multiple folders also, when you do git add, right, you can add multiple commits, multiple files together also.
But that means we need to keep a track of all the files we have made modification. Is there a way where the Git can keep a change? I mean, what file we are manipulating?
Yes. So anything you modify in this directory, so Git will come to know inside this directory. Assume that I create a folder, maybe module one, and you added one file here. Let's add file and new m file m file1.c. So I added here also. So now I added one more file here. Git is going to track this also, this one also. So I'll do git status again. It's going to see me both. So what first it identifies is first identifies that this in this directory, in the main directory, this new file was added. Second thing what it identifies is that you have created new directory. When I do git add, it directly does not identify there was a file inside that. First time when you add it, right, then it will come to know, okay, there were some files inside that, so it's going to add that one also.
Okay.
So now if I commit these changes, and if I modify this file also inside this, it will identify directly that inside that folder also there is a modification. Irrespective of any subfolder, it will identify. So first thing is you have to be in the parent folder.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So now coming back to the slide. So now let's go to the concept of branches. So will show how to create a branch and delete a branch, and merging topic I'll go to the last part because I have to create conflicts there. So let's create a branch and make some commits in that branch. So I am in master branch. I'm going to so git checkout dot command, what it does is it will try to revert the changes and make the changes to the previous state. So I had modified this file. I had modified this file, and I didn't want that modification. So I ran git checkout dot is from the current directory. So move back to the head means what if there were any local changes which was not committed, you revert it back to the head is what I am telling. Git checkout dot means it removed all the local changes. So now I'm going to create a git checkout user branch one. Sorry. So there are multiple ways to create branch. One way is this one. So git checkout minus b user branch one. So checkout command usually is used for multiple purpose. One purpose I showed I can use it to revert the change. Another purpose to create the branch. I'm using to create a branch here. Another purpose this command is used to switch within the branches. So if you see here right side, it is telling it's there in user branch. So I was in master branch. I created a user branch from master. So always what happens is when you do git checkout minus b and branch name, it will create a new branch from the parent branch. Means from which branch you were currently, from that branch, new branch is going to be created. So this is checked out from master branch. I mean to say from master branch, this user branch is created. So now to switch between the branches, I can give git checkout branch name. So this is how you switch between the branches. Git checkout branch name. So I am in master branch now. So now I am going to show like how modifications or commit between the branches will affect. So I will modify some file in master and some modification in user branch. So now I am in master branch. I'm modifying the file one. File one modification. Now save this. So this time I can directly use this -am command. So I directly committed it, then it showed there is nothing to change. If I see this git care, what it has done is, uh, oh, I have two tabs, I think. Mhm. Going to close this one. So here you see it's a red mark, that means this modification is there. So I'm going to, okay, now it's correct. I'm going to add this. Now you see it's correct. So this is modified here. I'm in master. You see branch name. File one is modified. So now I will switch back to user branch. So if I switch back to user branch, this changes won't be there. So if I go to user branch, I'm going to open the same file. I'm going to reload this file. Now you see this file changes are not there. So what happens is whenever you commit those changes into a particular branch, only those changes will be going to the particular branch. To explain that, it's something like this. So you were in master branch and you created new branch. I created user branch and then I made a new commit in master branch. This change won't be there in my user branch. So this is there only in master branch. Only if I merge the changes, like if I merge the changes here, then whatever is there in user branch, it will go into the master branch. Only when you do merge operation, like whatever changes were there in user branch, it will go to master. Otherwise, at the point where you branched it out, only those changes will go to user branch. For example, you were added one file in a master branch, and later on in user branch you added two, three files. So if you go to master branch, these changes won't be there. There you still see file one. So then if you merge to the changes to master and then you finally check, then you will see all the three files being here in master branch. Hope you guys understood. Okay. So now I'll show how to delete a branch. So some deleting usually is possible when you have not pushed the changes. Sometimes after you push the changes and you cannot delete. If you delete also, it will be deleted locally. Those deletion won't be applicable in server. Usually server code they will make it as read only, and you cannot modify those. Once you push to the server, it's generally deletion will be disabled. So here, whatever deletion I am showing is only applicable when you are not pushed to the server. So there are multiple ways to delete. So let's go to master branch and then delete. You cannot be in the same branch and delete the same branch. You have to go to the other branch and delete the other branch. So let's go to Chaco. I went to master branch and I'm going to delete the user branch. Git branch minus t and branch name. So this branch is deleted now. There are two commands variation. One is capital D and small d. So this capital D means it is going to delete the branch even if it has commits. So if you see this example, if I have two three commits also, if I use capital D, it's going to delete the branch irrespective of if there is any commit. If I use small d, if the branch is empty, it means if it does not have any commits added, only in that case it can be deleted. Okay. Now coming to back to the as I told, merging I'll explain later. Now let's talk about tags. So tag is nothing but a name given to a particular commit. So generally we use this for uh, uh, giving a version name to some a commit which can be released. So this is simple. So just run this command and so this will be tagged to the current commit. So if I do git log here, the current commit is this one. Automatically this commit will be tagged. So it means tag is created version 1.4 and this tag will be visible to local. If you want to push to the server, you have to run this command git push and the tag name. In my case, it will be point 4. It's showing because point 0 is not there. Point 1.4 is valid version tag name. So now you see tag is created and it will be visible in server. You see this the one. So if you go to this tag, you will see this comments. So that means here this tag has these changes. So this tag will be pointing to the latest one. So you see if you see the server, here it is pointed. So particular commit is tagged. So this will be belonging to a particular branch. This will be belong to master, whichever branch it is there. And in that branch, particular commit is tagged. So now let's go back. So now we'll show you how to, sometimes what happens is you might have accidentally made some changes and you have committed it. And later you come to know you want to revert it. So this revert operation I am showing locally if you are not pushed. So if you are not pushed the changes, you can delete the local commits itself. What I will do is I will create a new commit by modifying the file test repo. Okay, this is added and you have you know that it's modified here and then you'll commit this. I didn't stage this. So always you have to move to staged area, then only commit will work. So directly commit won't work. So first always run git status, then verify it is moved to the staged area and then commit. I'm directly doing because I know this. Always do git status, then add the changes and then commit. So now this file 2 is modified. To verify that, go to git GUI and see this file 2 is modified. And then finally, while reviewing, you got to know there is a this line was by added mistake and you want to remove this commit itself. I don't want to push these changes. I just want to push this tag. This one I don't want to push. So what I will do is I will delete this commit. So so this is simple. Mostly people ask for help for me for this command. So this is a very important command. Please remember this. And you should be very careful with this command. Make sure you don't use this accidentally. So so I remove that commit itself. So locally you see this, that commit itself is gone. Even the change is also is gone. Be very careful with this command so that you don't delete some commit accidentally and head or tilt one. So head tilt one means you are deleting one commit from the head. You can, if you give or three or four, like multiple commits will be deleted. So I ran three here and three commits are gone. You see, I went to the third. So this is very, you should be very careful with this command. So there is something called a soft. Instead of hard, we can use the soft the command, where what this does is it's not going to remove the changes, it's going to only remove the commit. So that means so one commit was removed, but still the changes are there. It is not removed the changes from my local. So if I run git status, that means this change is still there, but only the commit is removed. Means the tracking is removed, but locally those changes are there. So always I recommend to do git soft head, so that by accident also if you remove it, it's not an issue. So that, so now you see this, this was moved to the staged area. Later on I can remove this. If it's went to the staged area, what I can do is I can do git reset. This is how we revert the staged area. If you have added some change to the staged area and if you want to make it to the unstaged, means you don't want to commit, you can use git reset and file name. So now it has moved to the unstaged area.
Vinayak, one question. Uh, so you already pushed the commits to the server, right? And then you are doing a hard reset. Will it remove from the server also?
It will be removed only locally. If I do git
Okay,
pull, right, all the changes will come back.
okay. So now
So all
if
the,
I do a push, then it will again remove from the server also, right? After doing a hard
yes.
reset. Okay,
So what happens is usually they would have blocked, they will be blocking the write permission in the server. So only read will be there, and you can only add new commits. You cannot remove the commits in server, and they would have disabled it, so that won't work. It will throw an error. Some servers they will be configured to do write. So usually when you remove the commit, if it is not pushed, only that will work. If it is pushed and you want to delete, it's not possible generally. So there is one way to do that. What way is the git revert command. So this what I showed is like reset command. So there is another command. What it does is it won't remove the commit completely. Instead of that, it's going to create a new commit telling that this commit I want to revert. So let's show that. Assume that this is the state in the server and the server is write protected, only you can add new commits. So what we have to do is if I want to revert these changes, the change was in this line, I removed the empty and added hash include. So I want to make this file such that empty is added back and this is removed. What I can do is I will run this git revert. Or instead of, before that I should know the commit ID which I want to remove. So this is the commit ID because this is the latest commit which I have. So what I will do, git revert and then commit ID. So then it's asking me the message to save. I will tell whatever it's auto generated, I want to keep it, I don't want to modify. So now what happens is it creates a new commit instead of deleting the commits. And what it's going to do is whatever here it was modified, right? It create new commit by doing the reverse of it. So here now you can push these changes. So now if I push this, uh, this is acceptable, and this will work even if the server is write protectable. So now, but the thing with this thing is there will be a track maintained in the server that you were committed this and you reverted the commit also. So this is what we usually do when you accidentally commit and also push. If you have even pushed to the server, and this is the only way to revert it. So what you have to do is find the commit which you want to revert it, revert the commit and then push. So if you have pushed something which is breaking the compilation, use this command and then push it so that the compilation will be success, or somebody can use the code base which is not acceptable to use.
Thank you, Vinayaka.
Okay, now let's go to the next topic. This is the last topic I have. So now what is the thing I want to show is I want to create a conflict scenario where you have in two different branches and there is a conflict occurred uh, by modifying the same file. So let's go do this. I will go to the master branch first and modify this file one. So I am in this repo, is correct repo. So now this I'm modifying in master branch. Mhm. So this is modified and added the commit in master branch. So now I am going to the user branch. Git checkout. Hopefully this branch was deleted. Let's check. Not there. So I am going to create this branch again. I again created a new branch and it also switched. So this command will create new branch and also switch to user branch. So now same file instead of master is going to be user branch. So assume this is a scenario where usually occurs when multiple people work on the same file and push to the server and you either do pull or something, pull, and you end up a merge conflict. Or when you do rebase also you will find an issue. So I'm going to commit this.
It should be minus AM, right? Because it's no, it's not staged.
Yes, I missed. Add first. No, sorry. This will work. I think okay, the MAM will work.
Yeah.
Instead of okay, one more thing I will show here. What I did accidentally was instead of putting user branch, I put master branch. This also can be modified. Commit message can be modified later also by using this command, git commit minus minus amend. So instead of this amend command, with the help of amend command, you can modify the commit message or the commit itself. So I modified the commit message again. So now I am in user branch and there is a modification to the same file. I will go to master and I'm going to merge user branch. Let's modify the without conflict. Ta ta ta.
One.
Okay. So sometimes Git automatically identified what was the latest change, but I finally created the conflict by modifying the same line with the multiple commits. So now usually Git automatically tries to resolve the conflict and see which is the latest commit. Since last time you didn't get the conflict because if you see the Git K, I had already modified the file from master itself. When I finally merged it back, it automatically come to know the this was the latest change. So and there was no confusion in Git. So but in this case, what I did was I modified the same file again in both the places, and Git then finally it got confused which one to take. So now what usually happens is you will get something like this telling that there are same file modified in two places and which one you want to take. So one way is just remove this and take one. So this is possible if you have small lines and like one or two lines changes. You can directly remove this and select. So here master means these are the changes for in master, and this is the head means these are all the changes available in the head. And it is asking which the one do you want. Do you want the changes in master or do you want the changes in the head in the current branch? Head here is the current branch and master was the branch from where you are taking. So for this, the ideal solution will be to use the merge tool instead of manually doing the. I'll first show the merge tool itself instead of later I will show how to configure this. So when I use the merge tool, uh, so it is going to show me graphically like what is the changes. So left side is the user branch and the right. This tool I am using beyond compare as a merge tool. You can configure a different tool as merge tool. Either you can configure WinMerge or KDiff or WimDiff or any other tool. But all shows the same way, like two-way or three-way based on the configuration. So finally, the bottom changes the final code which you are getting. So with this behind guide, it shows where the conflict is there. This is very helpful. So now I can choose between master and local. So what I have to do is I am going to take master changes and mark it as conflict resolved. So I'm telling that take the master changes, and for this is the final file. And in between, what is showing here is they commit before this. So left side is the local branch, and the right side is from the branch which is being taken. So I did the other way. From the user branch, I am taking master branch changes. So now there is a conflict and I want to take master branch changes. So I selected the right side change and then marked as conflict resolved. So after you resolve the conflict, make sure you uncheck this, save, and then close. Then Git will identify that conflict is resolved. So once conflict is resolved, if you run Git status again, then you see there this file generated. You don't have to commit this. Either you can remove this directly or even automatically Git stages only the files which was relevant. It's not going to take these files. So and then finally commit those changes. So now conflicts are resolved and it's finally I say a copy is there. Now the thing with this is you can't directly when you install the Git bash, right? Directly this merge tool command won't work unless you configure this. So how to configure this? You have to go back to the first step. How we usually configure email or username. I'm going to show you what is my configuration. So if you see the configuration in this, we are more interested on merge tool. So you see merge tool is beyond BC. I've given name as BC. It was beyond compare, and then I'm creating a variable called, it should be same name, whatever name you are giving BC, same name dot path and the path of the beyond compare executable. If it is WinMerge or something, you have to give the WinMerge executable path. It is same across all the platform, only the order of how you use this path, either forward slash or black slash, or how you name the directory will change irrespective of platform. Once you configure this, This configuration you can search in their own website also. Beyond Compare also they provide the configuration. Beyond Compare, WinMerge, so if you merge tool configuration. So they have provided in their website only what is the command to be used for configuration. They have provided for all the platform, not only Git. So this is the what they are telling. So run this command, git merge tool. There are particularly two commands. Let me try to find that. So there are multiple ways to do it. One way is to open the config file where you are going to add this. So there is something called git config file. You can either copy these changes to the config file, or there is a command similar to like this, git config. Hopefully I'm not finding this. I will update this command in PPT and share with you only. Any doubts? Any doubts, guys?
No, Vinayak, this was very helpful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
Vinayak, yeah,
yeah,
can you tell about large file size in GitHub? How to handle that?
large files, huh? Like how many MBs?
Like above 100 MB, because there is like a Git LFS. I don't know how to use that because I have a problem in uploading more than 100 MB to GitHub, and
Is there a
yeah,
single file to be uploaded?
sorry.
Is that a single file?
Yeah, single file is kind of 100 more than 100 MB, and
Uh,
you cannot upload
then
it.
so that means it is not a source file. It is some executable file, right?
Yeah, it's not like a source code file, some file.
So ideally, we should not use this Git to add uh, executable file. What you have to do is ignore that file using .ignore file. You add that file as ignore and push only the source code. You might have to use some other place to push your executable.
Mm-hmm.
So Git is now highly recommended only for source control, not for binary files. So what you have to do is you have to mark that file as ignore.
What if I have some data file?
So
which
data
is
also
more than
same. It's not the Git is mostly recommended only for uh, source control. If it is a small size, then it's fine. It is not recommended for binary files.
Okay, yeah.
So there will be a problem which I have seen with using binary files. Something you would have modified and you when you try to merge or something, binary files cannot be merged. And you
Okay.
and if you during merging the conflict, resolving the conflict, this binary files will create an issue and you will end up not properly merging those, and that file may get corrupted.
Hmm.
Okay, if there are no doubts, we can close this session. Hope everyone is safe.
Yeah, thank you, Vinayaka, for the session.
Okay,
And
okay,
yeah,
okay. Hope
Yeah.
everyone is safe. If you like this session, you want to contribute, you can contribute to PM Care. Even 1 rupee is fine. And thank you and see you.
thank you,
Thank you.
Vinayaka.
Okay, okay. Bye, bye, bye.